I have the pleasure of introducing our governor, and I also have the pleasure of breaking the news from our recent Longwoods study. I'm going to a little more anticipation. Before I give you the results of the Longwood study, I want to give you just a little prep on our governor. As you're all aware, he passed into legislation early in his administration. I think it was the fourth piece of legislation that provides permanent funding for the Pure Michigan campaign. Not only does the governor recognize the value of tourism for the state of Michigan, but he's a champion for our promotional efforts as well, and we could not be more grateful for that. Thank you. So I also had the distinct pleasure recently of accompanying the governor on his business development trip to Italy and Germany. And in the 25 meetings that we had over those 5 days, where we talked with all sorts and shapes of businesses that were looking to locate here in Michigan, I'd say that, I'm sure the governor can attest, 30% of those meetings had some kind of conversation about tourism or quality of place or the impact that Michigan and our state and the quality and sense of place that our state engenders has on a business decision for these companies to move here. And to be a representative of the state in those meetings was just an invaluable experience, and to be able to hear firsthand from them the importance of promoting our state for tourism was also invaluable. So I don't want to hold you any longer, and I want to share with you the much anticipated news regarding the Longwood study for this year. So the two top numbers that I'll share is that we generated a record-breaking $1 billion in spending. And we attracted a record 3.2 million visitors to the state of Michigan. A press release will be following dinner tonight, so I encourage all of you to share it freely with your local media as well as social media and help us celebrate these two huge milestones for the tourism industry. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Governor Rick Snyder.
I'm just happy working on the reinvention of Michigan. No, it's great to be with you tonight, though. And what a crowd. This is huge. So congratulate yourselves. This is how to turn things out. And I appreciate the shout-out comment, but it is about reinventing our state. It's about really making Michigan a great state again, and we're on that path. And the two focal points I always come back to, it's about more and better jobs, and it's about making that special place for our kids, about recognizing it's about what we need to do today to be a great state, but saying we're going to make it an even greater state, looking towards the future. Our best days are not behind us, they're ahead of us. And that's what we're clearly focused on. And that's exciting. To do all that, though, it's about teamwork. And one of the great successes is tourism in Michigan. And you're to be complimented. Because it's hard work. It's hard work getting out there and spreading a message and giving great customer service to people. And you're to be congratulated for that. The numbers are wonderful. $1 billion. 3.2 million visitors. Those are numbers we should all be proud. And the other part is I look upon it more than that, though. It's you're ambassadors of the state of Michigan. And you're the people that are out front representing us. And one thing as Michiganders, there's a couple things as Michiganders we still need to work on, is we tend to be too humble. Have you ever thought about that? We got to do a better job of blowing our own horn in some ways and really talking about why this is such a great place. And you're helping do that but you're also helping teach the rest of us. And that's where I'm so proud. The Pure Michigan theme has been so fabulous that we've stolen it ourselves. So now we're using Pure Michigan for our economic development work, our talent work, and everything else, because it's become such a great brand. So we need to continue on that path. And I'm proud to say it's about teamwork on how we do this. So I appreciate Elizabeth's comments about getting funding for Pure Michigan, but I'm doing the easy work. You're doing the hard work. But we are committed to continuing to invest in tourism in our state. You're one of the 3 largest industries in our state. And again, it's not just about dollars and cents. It's about jobs, it's about kids, and it's about being our ambassador. So we are committed to continuing that path. And one thing I'm really interested in is seeing how we can invest more as the state continues its comeback. But again, we're going to do it the smart way. It's going to be data-driven. And that's where I appreciate the hard work and the analysis to say where those dollars are really going, to show there is a real return on investment. Because that makes it easy. Because you are showing that for the dollars we invest, we get more than a return back in terms of tax revenue, but all the other good things. So I view it as fairly straightforward. I'm not a great marketing person, but I'm a pretty bright accountant. And I can do the math. But what I would say is our work isn't done. We need to continue to look at innovations in this area. And it's great to have such an innovative group, but I encourage you to be even more innovative, looking towards the future in terms of how we look at these questions. Because we still haven't solved all our issues. Last year was an incredible success. But the way I describe it is we're not slowing down. I have a phrase we use. We work in dog years, which is basically 7 to 1. And if you wonder where that sort of came from, it came from when I was first taking office. I said, I want to get 4 years' worth of work done in the first 6 months. And so I started thinking, what's a good way to look at that? And then I have a dog, and dog years came about. And the thing there is dog years wasn't about the first 6 months. It's a cultural attitude to say that's how we need to approach things. And have that passion, that vision, that fire, that excitement to just keep going. And that comes across. And so that's where I encourage you to continue to be innovative, to think about how ways we can take this program. Because I think there are great long-term opportunities. I do have to share one funny story, though. I did pick on Pure Michigan a little bit last year. I don't know if you recall that. But I occasionally make a reference to picking on Pure Michigan that I think they are starting to work on, it was really interesting. I love the ads. I've always been truly impressed. It's one of the great ad campaigns of all time. But I looked at the ads and I said, I don't see anybody like catching a fish or hunting. And isn't that missing from our ads? And to be blunt, I wasn't doing it from a marketing perspective. I'm just saying, isn't that part of our culture? How many people here either hunt or fish or both? So I guess by being governor, I complained enough where we're actually looking at doing a little more on hunting and fishing. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to share with you one thing that I haven't even talked to Elizabeth about that I'll get yelled at probably later. That we're starting to do more hunting and fishing in the ads, but they were showing me some of the ideas for fishing. And they showed me some beautiful shots, wonderful ads. And I said, wouldn't it be great sometime if you actually showed the fish being caught or jumping up in the air? So we got a lot of lines in the water. But I said, if you really want to get a fisherman excited or a fisher person excited, it's actually cool to see the fish you're catching, as opposed to simply the fact you have the line in the water. So just food for thought, guys. I'm not going to interfere in your campaigns, but I just thought I'd throw that one out there. So those are the kind of things we can think about. But if you think about it, just think how we had my little dialogue there on this. But wasn't that constructive? Because we can have different views, but we can do it in a fun way. And one of the real challenges is to do it that way. But